Time to do some maple syrup tapping. Trying to find a good spot. Oh, this one was up pretty high before.
Yeah, I've had a pretty long hope.
Two back here on this side. We've done. Nice big maple tree. Anything?
See it running?
Nope. Yeah, there it is. I can't find it. All with the camera. Oh, that one has tape on it.
Yeah, who knows from what?
Oh, it's not from this?
Check, no.
Oh.
Okay.
Alright, now we got it. See? That one's
You got that?
I have it right here. I was just trying to find this in my camera.
If you got
On my finger there. I can't see it. That's
screw
good.
this up again.
Oh yeah, that's much better. So the first drill bit was too big, and it was coming out around it. So you can see that one now, it's dripping down in the tube. And that will go right into the bucket. So he's gonna take off a little piece of a stick and shove in this hole here, and kind of seal it up. But this one's flowing pretty good. You can see some of these others that have been plugged back up. That'll work.
It will, but I'm gonna go get a hammer probably and hammer it in there. You never drill this way, or you always want to try to angle it down for gravity's sake. It's coming out.
Are we good? Oh yeah.
There.
Gosh, and we've had these plugs for like how long? These what are those called? Maple
Spiles.
Maple spiles. That's right.
Yeah.
Sap spiles. I think I got those off Amazon years ago.
That side's running good. It's dripping
Yeah,
well.
it is. It's dripping good on that one. Drill that one just a little bit deeper. It's dripping, but really slow. That's going pretty good. So it takes approximately 40 gallons of sap, which looks like water, to get a gallon of maple syrup. So out of each of these buckets, if they are 5 gallon, I'll get about a cup of sap. Lots of boiling down.
Typically.
On to tree number 2. I'm going to double tap this one as well. It's a bigger, older tree. So these buckets are food grade white buckets with the lids. We just drilled holes in the top of them to fit the tubing. The tubing size is just the size that'll fit on the end of the spile that won't come off. And this has worked really well for us for the last few years. They also make metal spiles that have a hook on them, and you just basically set a bucket on it. The only problem with that is birds and other things can get in it or sit in it. It can rain in it. So these are a little bit more sanitary, I guess. Keeps birds from pooping in it. As much rain as possible out of it. Waiting on the drip. Do we hold something?
Trying to keep that from raining now.
Oh yeah, there we go, drip. That one's dripping now.
There we go. Sit her back there.
Okay. This one has a nice flat spot. Sometimes it's kind of tricky to find a spot for the bucket to sit, so that's maybe a disadvantage of having the buckets, but we really like the buckets. We are very fortunate to have plenty of trees to pick from. Not sure which one we're going to right now though. I can't really tell them apart. I'm coming back to get another bucket. We're going to go ahead and tap 2 over where we were. So we're looking for hard maples. Those give the best sap. And they have to be big enough to put 2 taps on them. If they are a smaller tree, you can still tap them, but you can only put 1 on there. And my husband knows about what size that is. I just know they have to be big enough. So like, walk through all the brush. And you can tap silver maples. We have done that before, but when you boil it, it actually gives a little bit of a silver film on top of the water, which is kind of cool. So you can tap other trees. Have we ever tapped other trees than maples? Okay, we haven't tapped other trees than maples. You supposedly can tap birch trees and sycamore trees, which we have both of those, right? Yes. We have both of those, but we've not tapped those, so I don't know, we might. This one's fun to get to.
Yeah. Right to that rock.
Oh yeah, little table. So this will be a 2 tap. Pretty good sized tree. Old tree. I'd like to know how old these trees are. I've been here for forever. So cool. One thing for sure is when you're done maple syruping, you want to clean everything. We usually boil these. I don't think we usually take them apart, do we? Or the spiles off of them?
No. Most of the time not.
Yeah, we boil them
Unless we got an issue.
just to sanitize them, and then I usually hang them up to let them air dry so they don't mold. And then we store them for the rest of the year. But clean all the buckets, lids, and put them up somewhere. Not use them for anything else. Usually.
Yeah, usually.
Unless it's food oriented or water or something, that's okay. But you don't want to put like any kind of chemical or anything in it for sure. And this doesn't hurt the tree. It
No.
I mean, it'll seal back over.
This one had a good.
Did it have like a scar or whatever?
Yeah. Yep. Look around on the
Because
sides over there.
They will usually seal over, but we do, I guess, put sticks in them. Is that one right here? Is this it? Or is that a stick?
No, that's one. It's where it repaired itself.
Oh yeah, so it's like a little repair. Isn't that cool?
For very long.
I didn't.
So if you're tapped for very long, you have to pull this back out. And you have to re-drill the hole because the inside of the holes will seal.
Oh,
So you got to pull that and redo that.
I guess I didn't realize that.
Yeah. If it's not flowing very well after 2 or 3 weeks, you can go back in. You just got to be real careful on straight in, straight out. That'll break the seal on it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Gross.
Mm. A little bit further away with the
Yeah.
kind of
That one.
angle of this one. I bet that's what that bit is. I bet that's what that tape is for.
Run them. That one is like gushing.
Is it really? What's this other one doing?
Just run it here. See how
Oh,
it's
wow.
running down?
Yeah, if I could see your. Huh. Oh yeah, now this one's dripping. I just saw it. Sometimes these get cloudy from. This used to be clear tubing.
Yeah.
Kind of clouded up
Yeah.
over the years. So that one should flow pretty good, then.
Hopefully, you want to try to avoid to get them to stop running from underneath.
Yeah.
They'll seal eventually, and they'll go that way. So you just don't want to hammer them in too far, because you'll break them getting them out, and you don't want that in the tree.
Yeah.
We're sitting here discussing on how many buckets we're going to put out and how we, because we only do 5 gallon at a time when we boil. I have a big pot, big kettle that I can boil up to 35 gallon, but that takes forever.
And a lot of gas.
And a lot of gas. So we choose to go 5 gallon at a time, keep an eye on it, do it that way. So if you have 15 gallons that you're going to do this with, you need to store that in as close to freezing conditions as possible, because if you let it sit for very long at all, a few days, a couple days, the bacteria starts eating at the sugar, and it will turn yellowish, and if it turns yellow, that yellow tint
It's
to
all
it,
good. It's not
throw it
any
away.
good. Yeah.
Get rid of it.
Big waste.
So you got to be careful. That's why we're talking about how many buckets we're going to set out, because we don't want to get too much
Yeah.
here, because we don't want it to ruin.
That
on
first
us.
year we did a lot. We were like
Yeah,
gung ho. We
yeah,
did all
we
kinds.
did a bunch. So
You
right
don't want to
now-
have, if you have wallpaper, you want to be careful. We don't have wallpaper because, well, we just don't.
If you
but
need humidity in your house,
This will definitely
moisture,
do it.
Yes, this will do
Yeah.
it.
So
So, and it takes a long time.
It does.
So, if you've got a gas stove, that's gonna, I mean,
Yeah.
well, gas or electric, that won't matter.
yeah, I usually put it in my big. I usually use my big
Pressure cooker,
my
right?
pressure cooker. Yeah, my canner. It's the taller one, and it holds the whole 5 gallon. I think it holds the whole 5 gallon.
Right at it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's full, and it boils. If I put it on in the morning, I think it boils all day, and I don't know if it finishes that night or not. If we have to boil it the next day, does it finish that day?
Yeah, it'll finish that.
Okay, so you can imagine if we have 5 gallon in that, and we boil that down to a cup. That's a lot of water. That's a lot of water in the house.
And it's still runny. It's not.
It's not like syrup.
It's not
what
like
you're thinking.
Thick syrup. You don't want to waste that.
Yeah.
You'll figure out, and you'll see as this boils down, and you're like, wow, this takes forever. But the taste is phenomenal.
Yeah,
it is really cool.
Pretty cool.
So yeah, give it a shot. Yeah. Find your tree if you don't know your tree in the wintertime. Find it in the summertime.
Yeah,
mark the trees. That's what we did. Marked them with ribbon. I know where they're at now. So
I don't.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Just give it a shot. Old ways, it's kind of neat.
Pretty cool. All right, he went to tap one more tree down the hill, and I'm going back up to the house to check on some dirt that I brought in. I've got some seeds to plant today. To start, I should say, tomatoes and peppers are on the schedule to start this week, and so I'm going to see if I can get my dirt warmed up in order to make my soil blocks. But I don't know if I'm going to continue this video with the actual boiling down, or we'll see. But I think we should have some sap in the next few days, and I can probably show you that and add that onto this and combine it all into one. But that's what we do. That's I can't remember if we did it last year or not. We did skip a year, but we usually try to do some. And I have some in the pantry I could actually show you. We probably need to use some of that up. But I'm headed back in, and I think I'll just continue this video with the boiling down. That way you have it all together. Wow, I just walked through a really squishy spot in the yard. You can tell some of it's thawing. So anyways, I'm gonna go back in and do that, and I'll continue this video with probably gathering some of the sap and boiling it down and all that good stuff. So we already have 15 gallons of sap as of yesterday morning, afternoon. So my husband got home and he checked the trees, and we already had like 5 gallon buckets, 3 of them full. So he boiled down one yesterday. I'm working on another one, but I made a mistake. So I got a little distracted this morning, and this is the sap from yesterday. So just so you know, it will eventually go to like a hard crack stage. So this is very thick. I have issues with my sinuses, so I can't really tell if it's burnt or not, but we could probably mix this and use this and make maybe like cough drops or candies or something. I'm not going to pitch it. I am going to use it for something. I'm going to try to. But once it gets down very low, so this is basically what you're doing. So this was completely full, and I'm just boiling it. That's all I'm doing today. So that's why we've got a couple of windows open. It's probably a pretty good day to do it. The breeze will blow through. It's not super cold, so that's really good. But yeah, we have this towel to catch some of the moisture up here. But that is it. We skim off some of the foam occasionally, but as you boil this down, it will actually get darker, and you'll see kind of a brown color. I actually brought you in here where my canning is because I have some maple syrup from last year or the year before. This one is from actually a couple years ago. So this is maple syrup. And then you can also, I don't know if you can tell, but this one is a little bit lighter. So this one is from last year in February. And as it gets lighter, the lighter is from the very first. And it's the really good stuff. So we do have some from last year that we have canned and that we probably need to use, of course, before this new. That's dandelion syrup. That is not maple syrup. We have that syrup in there that we need to use, of course, before we use this. But we'll can this up and I'll put it in the pantry. Now, out of this 5 gallons, we're only going to get 1 cup of syrup approximately. Now, I don't always get exactly that amount. Sometimes I will have enough to fill a pint jar, and it's probably not boiled down as much is what it needs to be, but it still tastes really well. It really tastes really good, and it's still sweet. So that's the way that we check it. Once it gets down so far, I kind of tip the pot, kind of estimate, and I will taste it and see what it tastes like, and then we'll go from there. But it takes a while. I've had this on all day, and it's about 2:30 right now, and it's still boiling. So it's boiling about, I don't know, about halfway or so. So it's still got a little ways to go. But once it gets down to that really, really low, it'll go really quick, and you really have to watch it. As I showed you before, you really have to pay attention. So I have this bucket ready to go back out. This is the one I just emptied earlier. And we've got some more. You can tell we've got some condensation on our windows, and it puts lots of moisture in the air. So if you have wallpaper, like we mentioned earlier in the video the other day, if you have wallpaper or anything like that, make sure you've got some fans. I don't even know if I would do it, because it might put so much humidity that your wallpaper might peel off. I don't know. I guess it depends on how good your glue is, but lots of humidity in here. You can tell the difference when I walk outside. If I'm doing something out there and I come back in, you can definitely tell that we are boiling down sap. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm not going to show you how to can it, because that's just a basic canning. But I hope that you try this. If you have just one maple tree, give it a try, and let us know how it works out for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to be lovely lights today. So I decided to go ahead and try canning these just in a simple water bath. I have a steam canner. This is the maple syrup that we got. So we got 10 half pints. So I'm going to process these for about 10 minutes, and hopefully they seal.